Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Round. Today we're looking at more minimal designs. Specifically, we're kind of focusing on one design which, it went alright. It's not the best design. And then we're going to take a look at something else related to it. But this is the IMFA Whip 1. IMFA is the idea to make something, a minimal version of the PAK Fa, the Sukhoi PAK Fa, which is like, what is it, like a 5th generation prototype fighter. So as you can see here, the difference between the Whip 1 and the Whip 2 is, I can't even tell, I don't remember. I think it got extended slightly, or maybe, I don't know, rearranged slightly. Not much difference at all. The Work in Progress 3 angles these, readjusts the position a little bit more to make this kind of look sleeker, adds these tail fins into position. That's basically where they would go, I think. And then the Work in Progress 4 is where I went, this is too short, it's not long enough, so I added in an extra fuel tank here, an extra one there, rearranged things again. This slightly clips in a way I don't like, you know, because it's got this weird like cutout look to it. But otherwise, I'm like, that will work alright. Then the Work in Progress 5 adds in the wing, which is basically where I'd want it. A bit higher than I actually would want it, but I did that to make it look better in where it clips into the intake on the front. But as you can see when we move on, well, that actually persists for a while. This one is literally, I just added these struts to it because it pulled apart too much in testing. The Work in Progress 7 works on just rearranging the exact position of a couple of pieces, primarily the wings going lower. The Work in Progress 8 adds these elevons on there, and probably, maybe, no, I think that's pretty much it, is just adding those elevons. And actually, the wing, I think, came down a little more, or went in a little bit. I'm not exactly sure. Also, yes, I forgot to mention, yes, this is a completely different wing. It's not just added an elevon, it's a new wing. Then I got up to the Whip 10, which was adding these canards on the front, trying to get the fact that the PAK Fa has these, like, canard structures on the front of the intake, like, above it, but there's no way to make that look right in KSP, unfortunately. The Work in Progress 10 switches back to the other wings because those other wings didn't look right. It's supposed to look like sleek and far back and drawn out like that, and those other wings just weren't cutting it. At the Work in Progress 11, I think it's just like some minor readjustments of some things, trying to make it perform a little bit better. Oh yes, and I forgot, yes, adding in these, whatchamacallit, these little nose cone things in here. What are they called? They're called a small nose cone. Yes, a small nose cone in there to cover up the wing that's in there. I figured this kind of looked alright. It looks a bit strange, but maybe think like supersonic inlet. And yeah. And then there's the one I completely skipped over, the Whip 3-2, which is where I briefly went back to the Whip 3 and started on a new design based on it, kind of trying to figure something out with the smaller, before realizing that just plain wouldn't work. And so we have the final version, which has, of course, a flare dispenser on top, a chaff dispenser on the bottom. It's got a BD Armory Manager and AI underneath there. And no guns, no missiles, and I believe the part count is 34, so it's just under the limit that I've self-imposed for these minimal designs of 35 parts. And it's a heavy fighter designed primarily for stealth and air superiority. One to toggle the, yeah, it's got the standard action groups that I do. It's based on the Sukhoi PAK Fa, and let's go ahead and give it a fly. And let's go ahead and turn on the afterburners for a bit of a speed boost to start up. And gets off the ground pretty quickly, fairly low speed. It looks nice when you pull up and do the flares. I just really like, I realized that Sukhoi, I'm not sure if that's like common to a lot of Sukhoi craft, but I think it is, that they have like a flare launcher that's like on the top like that. I just think it looks really cool. And I figured it would be appropriate to use on this, even if it's not 100% accurate. Of course, the PAK Fa being like a relatively new, like top secret prototype, I wouldn't exactly expect much to be known. The intakes, I kinda don't like how that clips in, but overall I'm okay with it. Oh, excuse me. And as you can see, we're going pretty fast, even at what's it called? Not a high angle of attack, but going very high up like that. And the chaff dispenser, of course, works as you'd expect, and you can do that. Yes. So it's a nice little thing to fly around. And let's go ahead and activate full afterburners and go straight towards the KSC. and nothing could possibly go wrong going at these ridiculous speeds. Well, yeah, now we're starting to get to some higher speeds. This thing can go very, very fast, and I believe if I pull up at this speed too fast, we're gonna die. Yeah, everything's dead, including us. Yeah, this is basically what I expected to happen. So now the little bonus, my fa, which I basically, while I was looking for images of the Pak fa to make a replica of it, I found an image that was like this, but a bit longer, a bit sleeker, a bit put together better in the back. That was a artist concept for the Pak fa, and so I put in the Y designation in here, so like an American experimental fighter, which doesn't make sense now that I think about it, because it's a Soviet, or maybe not. Soviet's not the right term. A Russian design, and a small, highly maneuverable fighter. Highly in quotes because it's not really. It's based on a concept for the Sukhoi PAK, and the source, I did try to put an image link, a link to the image in the description of it, but it ate the link. It didn't actually save past the colon, or past the / rather, actually. It didn't save past that. They have a bug in their system here, which is unfortunate, but it meant that the link was destroyed, and since I'd already lost it at that point, it's gone. But yeah, we have a gun on here, or rather, we have 2 guns, I believe. No, just one. Never mind, just one. We have just one gun. You can see that's where the indicators are on there. I didn't show you that on the other one. I should go back and show you that. We have an AI computer, a weapon manager, some ammo for the guns. We got some sidewinders, and we got 2 weapon mounts. And yeah, it's a very tiny plane, like a giant cockpit. Like, look at the cockpit piece in comparison to the size of the rest of the plane. The cockpit is almost longer than the rest of the plane. In fact, let's go ahead and yeah, the cockpit is longer than the rest of the plane. That's great. Alright, let's go ahead and launch one of these. And what I'm going to do with this real fast... Oh yeah, you have to be careful with the throttle on this thing. Come on, come on. I just want to get it off the runway right now. Okay, let's be careful there. Alright. Alright, like I said, I just wanted to get it off the runway real fast. And we're going to go ahead and also launch a different one. And by a different one, I simply meant the actual Pak fa replica. And we're going to go over here, and we're going to tell you to activate and go off of standby mode, which means you're going to have a little bit of trouble taking off, but you should be able to take off just fine despite that. Hopefully, yeah. Turns a little bit, but otherwise gets off the ground just fine. Meanwhile, ourselves, we're going to get going, and I'm going to want my radar warning receiver on, but nothing else, since we don't have any weapons on board, and we're actually going to try to survive that thing attacking us. Where did it go? Oh, it went up, like straight up. Okay. We're going to go straight up after it then. Alright. He knows we're back here, but he doesn't have a radar on the back, so he's not radar pinging us. He also doesn't have... He doesn't have... whatchamacallit? He doesn't have he doesn't have any radar missiles on board, just those sidewinders. So he's just gonna let us be back here. You're really just gonna let an enemy plane be right behind you like this? I might need to adjust the AI settings on that, because he should be trying to do something about this. Maybe he is. Maybe because it's not the most maneuverable plane. Anyhow, we're actually gonna do something really stupid and essentially shoot out directly in front of an armed plane. Hello. 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 Did I? You know what I did? I didn't enable guard mode on him. Alright, this is going to be highly dangerous for us. But we're just going to go over this way. I'm going to switch to him. And I'm going to just activate guard mode. And like I said, that's going to be stupid for us. or dangerous for us. I'm hoping I can just turn around and head back towards him before he can... Oh, he's going to start trying to take me out with guns. Alright. Alright, this is already a low speed combat, which is not good for me. He has the advantage. Well, he has the advantage no matter what. I literally don't have weapons, but a low speed combat is even more of an advantage for him because he has guns that are pretty accurate, and I believe more maneuverability, but I'm not sure about that. Oh god. Come on, let's... I think we have more speed, but I'm not sure. No, wait, he's got the same engines but smaller mass, so he's definitely got more speed. So he's on our tail, and we can't really get him off of our tail except perhaps by diving towards the deck, which I'm gonna do now because he has a lower limit to his altitude that he's willing to go to. So the only way we can break it off of him is to fly low. All right. So we've broken him from guns. But oh, there he is. Alright, let's go back towards him, see if he'll try a Sidewinder. And he successfully Sidewindered us in the face. Wow. That was really cool though. Yeah. Yeah, he fired them really quick. Yeah, the firing interval was really low on this guy. Yeah, he's just like, you know what? Fuck you. You're dead. I should have spammed the flares a bit more than I did. But, yep, that was that. And since this video is about to be very short, I decided let's take a look at a failed design of mine. This is based on an F-35 sort of, and is a, like a prototype thingy. And, so my first work in progress was making these tiny wings like this, trying to do something interesting there. And my second thing was... that's an interesting shape, actually. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah. I actually like this shape. This looks familiar. Like, obviously it should look familiar since it's a thing that I did, but actually, I believe this is actually just the work in progress stuff that led to the, what was it called? YF-35 that I made. In fact, I skipped several versions ahead to see this, and yeah, yeah, this is definitely that. I think I already made a video going over the process of the designing of this, so I don't know why I had the versions still around as if I needed to go over them. Fortunately, I also have... Oh, wow. And now I remember why I've never mentioned this. And I should have deleted it, but yes. I started working on the K-35, which... I have no idea what this is supposedly based off of, because it doesn't look anything like an F-35. But yeah, I just made a little thing. Apparently I wanted to try and make some older-looking, highly fast plane. I imagine if I go look up F-35 now, like old F-35 or P-35 or something, there's gotta be something that looks similar to this, because I couldn't have just made this up. It looks too shitty. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I make up some shitty things sometimes. I mostly only show the good stuff, but every once in a while, you get something like this. But yeah, I guess that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you in space.